What are their deaths to me? They are vermin, who must be destroyed or driven out to cleanse this forest for the elves. I will see their fields, stone towers, and all torn up, that the trees may once again grow over all.
Hello, my name is Kate, and I'm gonna tell you about the dragon who had pointy ears in D&D. This is the first dragon lore video on my channel, or better say dragon related. Anyway, thanks to Ethan Burnside, who suggested this character in comments. And let's begin. Nalavarauthatoryl, also known as Lorelei Alavara, the Devil Dragon, was an ancient red dragon wreaked chaos on Cormyr, caused Goblin War, and killed many innocents in revenge for deaths of own lover and friend. She can be found in the Into the Dragon Slayer adventure and books written by Ed Greenwood and Troy Dennin. But how did she become like that? Let's figure it out. Little is known of Lorelei's past. She and her younger sister Sola were from the first eladrins inhabiting the forest country, living in the village of Luftlorn, which was found in 206 before Dale Reckoning, when Ilifernal Nuva secured the forest from the black dragon Tauglor. Years passed, and Lorelei grew, practicing archery, hunting, and magic arts. She found Tataril Ilian, who was the love of her lifetime, and soon got betrothed to him. In the year 75 before Dale Reckoning, Lorelei and Viansola went on a hunt with Tataril and his family. Hunting in the forest together, they stumbled upon human poachers. In the heated confrontation, they killed Tataril. Everyone was devastated and could not bear the pain of loss. When the party returned home, they told the elven court about the tragedy, asking them to take action. Yet, the elders hesitated, calling for a parley and reasoning rather than revenge. Anger and rage brewed inside Lorelei. The dark feelings were fueled by Eshenethra, the twin sister of Tataril. She was longing for bloodshed and murder, and pulled Lorelei deeper in her emotional state. She swore to avenge her lover by killing all the humans who dared to settle in the lands of elves. She obtained many followers who were also not in agreement with the elders' decision. 2 days later, the Lorelei elves performed the first attack on the human settlement, killing everyone except for the Netherese wizard Arabel. The wizard tried to avoid bloodshed and suggested elven elders to breed wolves in the forest to scare human poachers. It worked, and the forest took the name of Wolfwoods thereafter. Yet, driven by twisted feeling of justice, Lorelei, her sister, family of Tataril, and the loyal elves continued raiding the humans for many years, disturbing peace. Decades later, in the year 6 of Dale Reckoning, Ondeth and his wife Suzara moved near Wolfwoods and founded Suzara City, which would later become Suzail. 10 years later, Lorelei elves performed a raid on humans. They raided the city and slayed lots of royal noblemen inside it. Suzara City was left with no real ruler for a decade. In 26 after Dale Reckoning, after the death of Ondeth, his son Faerun Oberskir assumed the crown and created the kingdom of Suzail. In about 30 years, in 57 DR, the second king of Cormyr, Imlan the Dutch, died, ruling Cormyr only for 2 years, and nothing is said about how he died, so it probably can be connected to Lorelei's doings. And it probably was a turning point, the last straw, because after that, elves banished her and her men out of the woods. They migrated to Stormhorn's mountains. Presumably there, Lorelei was transformed to a red dragon with the use of all high magic spells left from Netherese era. My theory that being banished made her feel betrayed and powerless, and she sought new ways to wreak destruction on humans, and stumbled upon ancient ritual spell or an extra powerful polymorph spell in the mountains. The transformation twisted her mind, and she assumed a new identity of Nalavarauthatoryl, combining both her and her dead lover's last names. Those who saw her in a humanoid form witnessed a red-haired winged elven maiden. From that moment, she would be known as a Devil Dragon or Nalavara the Red. Using her newly obtained powers, she continued her path of destruction until 116, when a group of wizards managed to imprison her, casting her down to the demiplane of Grodd, which was adjusted to the plane of shadow. The prison looked like a huge subterranean cave, over a mile long and wide and 400 feet high. The main content of the cave and its tunnels was the city of the Grodd, Goblin City. There, in the center of it, in the big pond, Nalavara was bound to stone under the ground. Only her yellow eye moved beneath the water. Her family and friends were teleported in another parallel pocket of the demiplane connected to the dragon physical form. Only by reaching the bottom of the pond in the Grodd city, a person could find a hidden gate leading to a demiplane where her family guarded her hoard. Hiflanel, younger brother of Tataril, now a spirit and advisor to the elves. Ashanesra, twin sister of Tataril, bloodthirsty maniac who went insane when her brother died. Lorsan, husband of Viansola and a skilled hunter. Viansola, a young sister of Nalavara and a skilled fighter. And Kelitharil, older brother of Tataril, who kept everyone in suspended sleep to prolong life before they find an escape from the demiplane, but they never did. Since Nalavara was technically not a dragon, I don't think she had this kink for hoarding like all dragons have. Yet, she might have kept all these treasures from Cormyr nobles as spoils of war, which reminded her of her victories. But to be honest, her treasury is quite small. It totaled around 41,000 gold plus couple of magic items, but still better than nothing.
Elves do not hold the bargain with murderers of their kin. Ilifar bargained with you, but no soft words will bring back my betrothed. Nigh on 15 centuries the one I was to marry has been dust. 15 centuries have I been alone, never to know his arms again, never to have the happiness together that should have been ours. I spit upon your bargain, human, spit fire upon it.
Alone and unable to move, Nalavara was siphoning all magics from any creature or object around her, gathering strength for her escape. During the next 100 of years, Nalavara influenced the mind of goblins, teaching them old elvish tongues, twisting their culture, yet making them more civilized and organized. In 1370, Nalavara managed to amass a large army in Stormhorns on Faerun and in the city of Grodd, where the portal connected Grodd demiplane and Cormyr. The Goblin War broke out. Though the war was named Goblin War, the main power of her army were orcs and demon creatures governors, who were dead Cormyrian nobles who broke their oaths in the past and also did harm to the elves. Those demons were Suzara the Scold, Boldevar the Mad, Merendil the Bloody, Melinad the Grasping, Luthax the Fury, and Xantan the Baneful. Later the same year, the army of Nalavara started its conquest across Cormyr, destroying everything on its wake. The demiplane of Grodd was not isolated, but connected to many places of Faerun. It was easy to enter the demiplane, but very hard to leave. That is why only very experienced or reckless adventurers traveled there. Next year, in 1371, an archmage Wangerdahast got tricked and stuck in the demiplane without means to escape, but he had the rank of 3 wishes, with 1 wish left. Nalavara pressed him with goblins, pushing him to use spells to fit her escape. When she broke out of the stone and was ready to fry a wizard, he wished her out of the existence. But the wish spell worked as all wish spell works, not as planned, as wording is important. And he merely wished her out of the existence of the demiplane, moving her back to Faerun. Finally freed, Nalavarauthatoryl flew across the skies and supported the siege of Arabel. The city surrendered and was severely burned. Yet, Nalavara the Devil Dragon was defeated in the battle with King Auzen IV. who managed to strike down the dragon but died too from severe wounds. The city was retaken and the orc and goblin army scattered in the mountains. Is she a strong character? From the lore perspective, she's an old eladrin who was transformed in a very all-powerful gigantic red dragon. She created almost unkillable magic-sucking horrors and controlled a large army of orcs and goblins. So yes, she is very powerful. From a technical perspective, I haven't found her stat block anywhere, but we can assume that she would possess the stats of an ancient red dragon booted by Netherese or elven high magic. And now a bit of DM tips on how to play her. If you wanted to introduce her in your campaign, she would have probably been a resurrected Dracolich, since she's dead. But anyway, hate all humans, burn all humans, and destroy everything that was built in ancient elven lands. And that's the story of Nalavara the Red, the devil dragon and former elf. She is dead, but her story wonderfully showed the tension and struggle between elves and humans. And if you like the lore, please press like and subscribe button, and tell me in the comments below who else you would like to hear about. And see you next time.